Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Cross Sonic the Hedgehog, Wingtail and Blue Booster. You can see them there in front of the box. We'll go ahead and put them off the side real quick and take a look at that box. And yes, it is very well Sonic-y box. You got Transformers and Sonic the Hedgehog, the modern logo. 8+ at Hasbro, and hey look, Sonic and Transformers crossover thing. Got a picture of their vehicle modes right here, and hey look, there's Green Hill Zone in the background there. Sonic the Hedgehog Transformers up here with a Sonic and Tails right there. And on this side, there's more extension of the front artwork. On this side, hey look, it's Sonic. Bottom, there's some warnings and some information, including what's inside the box, and of course on the back you have some product shots and authentic Transformers and Sega, and yep, there you go. You also get the instructions, which are pretty well, they work pretty decently, although I think they work better for Blue Booster than Wingtail. Wingtail's like had a couple like annoying bits, and because basically one side of instructions is one figure and the other side of instructions is the other figure. There's also a couple things you're going to have to do out of the box, particularly with Wingtail, to get it ready. Wingtail specifically to get it ready to actually be in robot mode. So, Wingtail and Blue Booster. Yeah, you can see kind of mechanized versions of Tail and Sonic, I guess, but no, not Tail and Sonic. Tails and Sonic. So, just FYI, I guess. But yeah, somewhat decent figures. They kind of feel a little on the. I'm going to say this all right up front. They kind of feel a little bit cheaper than they probably should be, maybe. Weirdly enough, they almost feel like Earthspark figures, which is interesting considering everything. It makes me wonder if that's exactly kind of what's going on here. But getting in close to, particularly for the Wingtail here, yeah, getting in close here. See, you know, got a very Tails-esque face, all the mechanized. You got, you know, little bits, actually a little detail in the ears and stuff. You got the green eyes. You got a kind of, he's got a very stoic look. You got a propeller chest and everything. Got wings. He's got the wings on the shoulders and everything. He's got the red and white and bits of yellow and, you know, red and white shoes. Also a lot of kibble. There's more wings back there in the tail section and all that stuff. There's a lot back here because of how he works. It's a little bit ridiculous, and this will be a bit of a problem in a bit, and you'll see why. But also coming over to Blue Booster, yep, very much kind of like well, Sonic. Well, got the mono eye, which, yeah, because Sonic's got that weird kind of thing going on. Little black dot for a nose. Again, stern expression. You got the, you know, kind of the goldish copperish color for the arms and chest right there. You got mostly blue, some wheels on it there. Pretty much mostly blue all the way down. Except there's a little bit of white down here. The feet, a little bit of lighter blue there. No, and well, largely free kibble. Thankfully, he's yeah, he got some shoulder bits, but you know, largely he cleans up really nicely. And there's a little thing right there. There we go. And he cleans up generally pretty nicely overall. He's I think he's above the two. I'm going to say this right now. I think Blue Booster is the better figure of the two, but yeah, the two, I think he is the better figure because yeah, he just cleans up a little bit better overall, and also his transformation's a little nicer. And this is the weird thing is it's that when I'm looking at it, Wingtail doesn't have a particularly complicated transformation. It's just stuff kind of bangs into each other really easily. It's really easy, and also stuff pops off really easily too. Versus he just kind of works for the most part. But yeah, also articulation wise, the Wingtail here head can go left and right, you go up and down. You got waggle, all stuff. Shoulders can do forward and back. Although again, these wings kind of get in the way. If you move those out of the way, you kind of get, you know, more right there, like that. Outward you have, well, there was more than that. You have to pretty much get these wings kind of out of the way, and then you get more. But then again, that looks really weird when you have the wings like that. Whatever, you have to move the wings a little bit. That looks a little better, but yeah, you have to move the wings a little bit. You get that much. They're supposed to kind of peg over top of the shoulders. You do have a bicep swivel. Also, the other thing I want to mention is when it comes to articulation, these guys have a weird mix of really tight and really loose joints. Like yeah, these bits right here are kind of, the wings hinges are on a lot of loose joints, but like the arms are really tight. Like overall, like the biceps right there, you got a double jointed elbow right there. Nothing at the wrist. You do have a waist swivel right there. Thankfully, the kibble does not come with it. Although yeah, it kind of gets a little annoying because it's easy for it, just kind of bangs into it, everything. These can go, the hips can go forward that far, back that far, outward. Just get everything out of the way. About that far. Got a thigh rotation, You got knees can do a pretty good bend because of the fact that, well, on the back here you can see there's nothing occupying that. Again, this is partially how it transforms, but again, this really does help bring the feel of this is kind of like an Earthspark toy. Down here at the feet, you do have a lot of ankle tilt, and you have some side to side thanks to transformation. You do have side to side there. Nothing really forward and back though. So you got that. Oh, I guess these wings can also, you can adjust how they sit as well. But you're supposed to have them sit like this, and you can adjust these too. There's a couple hinges and ball joints and stuff, but mostly just kind of keep them in the back. Some people have done something like, I think I've seen stuff where like people use these and like, you know, bring it up like this and kind of hook it up like this to kind of get it out of the way a little bit. But yeah, it's just kind of a you do you thing, how you want to deal with the kibble on this guy. As for Blue Bomber, you do have, again, ball jointed head, so you got left and right. I think it's ball jointed. It might be just a swivel, I'm not sure actually. Oh, it's ball jointed. It's just, problem is there's this hinge right here that the head is on, is really loose on mine. This only kind of tabs in. This doesn't really tab in, just kind of sits up here. That's the weird part. This doesn't tab in at all. It just kind of sits up there. That's kind of an interesting design choice, but okay. But yeah, you got the ball joint and the hinge. So yeah, pretty expressive. Shoulders do have a full 360-degree motion right there. Outward, you do have pretty much that far before it bangs into stuff. You do have a bicep swivel. You do have this joint as well, but that's mostly for transformation. Elbows get 90 degrees bend. There is no wrist swivel, but there is because of transformation, there's a wrist bend. Although that just looks weird. Waist swivels just fine. Hips got forward that far, very stiff though. Back that far. Outward that far. Pretty much the full splits. You do have thigh swivel. Knees, again, a good deep knee bend right there. And then down here at the ankles, you do have ankle tilt, but there's a kind of a weird soft click point right here, which kind of can be it's right pretty much at the ideal point for A stances, so it can easily just accidentally snap either straight or too far. And I guess there is kind of a little bit of, yeah, if you're willing to like move this out of the way, you can get a little bit of backwards on this as well. So there's that. So that's Articulation. Decent. The joints are there, but with him, there's a lot of, yeah, particularly in the shoulders, kind of things just kind of bang into each other really bad. And this one is just kind of weird, like weirdly stiff in some points. It's just kind of weird, like points where it just kind of doesn't want to sit, I guess. But overall, theoretically decent. As for accessories, Wingtail has a gun thing, silver black, kind of has a riveted detail in there. Has a very, very shallow peg again. You can plug that in right there into his hand. So, and it also comes with a little blast effect, which this is not rubbery plastic. This is hard plastic, so don't worry about that doing any sort of chemical reactions there. So that's good. As for Blue Bomber here, you get, well, this thing, which is kind of a modern Sonic item box thing. I don't want to call it. And this has a little spinner right here. You know, Autobot symbol and the invincibility thing. That can spin right there. And on the bottom here, you have a little bit which pops out. There's a peg, and so yep, that can peg into his hand. Like that. And now it's I guess it's a gun, I guess, of some sort. Not sure how that works. And it also has, hey look, a ring, because of course we've got to have a ring. Of course there's a blue translucent plastic in the middle. This can peg into the side of his hand and become a shield. So you got a ring shield, I guess. So yeah. There you go. Robot mode overall for both these guys. Not too bad, just kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Again, the plastic itself is kind of hard to explain other than it feels like Earthspark plastic. And add in the fact that, you know, for example, again, the hollow legs on the back of him. He's kind of got hollow, you know, right there on the shin. You can see there's this hollowness in the lower legs and whatnot. It just kind of feel kind of like they're Earthspark toys, or the same materials as Earthspark toys, although with they're definitely not Earthspark like complexity. They're more complex than that, but they're weird. It's hard to explain. And I think part of it was just kind of they're trying to get them down to a very specific price level. So then, you know, because of what they are. But anyway, a quick comparison. I don't know what else to compare to other than here's the line ride standard of SS86 Optimus, just to give you an idea there, I guess. Just to give you an idea on that front, just how big it is next to this guy. So there you go. I really don't have anything else. I don't think I can really compare these two. They're very different from anything else in my Transformers collection, just because. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've got other crossovers, but I don't think I don't have, like, if I had the Street Fighter ones, I'd compare those, I guess, but I don't have the Street Fighter ones because they're very expensive. So, yeah, that's the robot modes. So we'll go ahead and get them transformed into their vehicle modes, and I'll start off with Wingtail here. And first, foremost, you got to take this and, put that off to the side, straighten out that arm and everything. So first, you want to take this, the front of the chest here. You want to open that up and rotate the head into this space right here, and then close this back up right there, like that. And then you take this whole thing right here and just lift this up, as well as getting this out of the way. Put this out of the way right here, and rotate that around a bit and untab this. Yeah, you gotta untab this part right here, and then also rotate these tail fin pieces around, not pop that off. Don't worry, that's a part that's supposed to come off. Don't freak out if that comes off. But yeah, untab this and rotate this around right here. Yeah, like that. So then you can get this piece up and rotate it around right there. Then you can bring this back, and then you can bring this up right here, like that. There. So that's all like that. Then right here at the arms, what you got to do is unpeg the wings here. Bring those down like that, and make sure they don't unpeg from there. Actually bring them back like this, while also getting these out of the way just a little bit. Bring them back like this right here on that hinge. And kind of bring this in, rotate at the bicep like this, and bring this up, and this peg will go over top into the hand like that. This will then collapse in right here like so. Like that, and then you want to make sure that this comes up like that. And then do the same thing on this side. Rotate that back, rotate the arm out, bring this up right here, peg that in, and bring this in. The arm, of course, is going to tab into that arm like so, and then also again you can see bring this up like so, and then right here there's two tabs right here to go into I guess the propeller bit, although on mine also these also really do not like to tab in. There we go. So it's like that. Then bring these wings down and bring these out right here, and these will peg into the lower wings like so, the framework for the biplane. Bring this out, bring that down, peg that in to the lower wing. Like that. And then back here, what you want to do is again, make sure this is still lifted up like this, so you can rotate. Yeah, that's just kind of right here. That's what it is, yeah. This actually is supposed to tab over, see there's a tab right here, that's supposed to kind of tab into the cockpit piece. Then you bring this all up right there, so you have enough clearance so you can get this. Okay, is that it? Yeah, yeah. So you get the waist rotated right there like that. Want that up. And then right here you want to go ahead and then rotate the legs inward like this. And then bring the foot down and rotate it that way like that. So this then collapse the leg in like this. And same thing, rotate this out right here, bring the foot down and rotate it so it's looking like that. And bring this in, collapse that in like this. And these the legs here, the feet here also tab together. This is supposed to that. Then go ahead and bring this bit down right here, and this right here, these will fold in and go over top of the legs like that, and that, and they'll tab together like that. Make sure this comes down too, if it didn't already. So, and then go ahead and take the wheels here and bring them down. And that is Wingtail in his vehicle mode. Put that out of the side. We'll bring out Blue Bomber here. Of course, get the weapons out of his hand. So, bring those arms out. Now, bring down this chest piece. Rotate the head inside there. Then back here, what you want to do is bring this back, rotate this around, and kind of bring that down like that. Untab this back piece right here. and then you rotate above where these are hinged. You want to rotate this part, you know, get the arms out like this and rotate that part above like this, and then also and then bring these back up so then you can rotate the waist around like that. And this right here will then tab in right there like that. So, and then right here, what you want to do is go ahead and rotate the shoulders up like this. Rotate the biceps 180 like that, and like that. And then bring these up right here like so. Bring the wrists up like that. Yeah, bring the wrists up like this. Rotate these right here at this hinge like this. And rotate them down a bit too when you get this point, because this will give you a little bit of extra room. Because what you want to do is then bring the arms back down on this hinge. There's a hinge right here. You see that? Then bring this down on this hinge right here. This will feed in like that, and then you just go ahead and tab this and peg this right up in there like that. So, and the same thing on this side. Bring it down to that lower hinge right here. Bring it in like this, and then bring the arm up and they'll tab and peg in right there. Like so. That. Now as for the legs, what you want to do is bring this out, bring the wheel out, and then bring this down like this and bring it back like this. Rotate this blue piece right here like so. Then bring this back up right here like that. And then right here, yeah, you untab the knee from the side and collapse it down. Collapse the leg in like this. And they'll tab in back here as well. Like that. And same thing on this side. Bring this back. Bring out the wheel. Bring it down like this. Bring it back. Rotate this piece forward like so. Bring it back up. Then untab the knee right there. And collapse the leg down like so. And this will tab in right here in the back. Like that. Of course, you can then tab in the front right here like so. Like that. And then up here, go ahead and tab in the cockpit piece like this. Be sometimes a bit stubborn about actually tabbing in. And then right here, these two tabs right here will go into the little slots right here on the chest piece. You may have to kind of give it a weird squeeze, because otherwise sometimes it'll just pop itself loose. But once you've done all that, you've got Blue Bomber in his vehicle mode. And there you go. Those are the vehicle modes. So, yeah. Vehicle modes. Yeah, they're actually pretty neat because, well, they're actually also very, very, well, Sonic vehicle modes. This, Wingtail here becomes the, I believe is the Tornado from, the Sonic games, including, starting Sonic 2 or Sonic 3, we saw the Tornado. I want to say it was Sonic at the very end of Sonic 2, how Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the Genesis one, you saw the tornado at the very last few levels. But yeah, pretty much you got the tornado, kind of nice, you got the nice silver right here along the wing. You got the, yellow propeller. You got Sonic written there. You got the little wings. You got the little star and everything, wing and star. You got the cockpit. Nothing in there. Theoretically, because there's a slot there, you would be able to theoretically put a really tiny little, like, maybe Tails figure if you print one or something, but, yeah, there's not a lot of room there. You do have a propeller which spins pretty decently. The wheels are here, but they don't, spin or anything. They're static, so, but yeah, it still sits nicely, which is nice. So, yeah, not a bad overall, looking thing, and, well, just like Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2, Tails is the tornado turned into Tails' little mech thing, so hey, there's precedent. Although it's not the same mech, but hey, there is some pretty good precedent. And again, for Blue Bomber here, he turns into the, Blue Bomber here turns into the Sonic's car from the Sonic Racing series, Kart Racer series, including, I believe there's a new one out about right now. Yeah, something in that it's the general timing, but yeah. Again, you got the kind of the mono eye headlights thing. You got this kind of very picture white. You got the red wheels with little spikes or whatever those are. You got some taillights picked out and everything. Got some white in there because, well, just how things work. But yeah, rolls pretty decently though. It rolls pretty decently. So there you go. Not bad vehicles overall. As for the accessories, for Tornado or Wingtail, You can peg this, the back right here, kind of, you know, it's the, like this, and it'll still sit too, because yeah, there's actually little bits right there, so it'll still sit just fine, but it's kind of, the rear wheel is now useless. And these bits right here, you can fold this up and, you know, kind of have this right here, and then this right here, you can plug this in like that. And then, yeah, I guess do that. But this doesn't like plug into this anywhere. It's just kind of its own thing. It's this little thing that can spin. So, yay. I guess you could also have it like this too. But yeah, regardless, this really doesn't do much as is. But yeah, not bad vehicles overall. The transformation to get to there is overall mostly Blue Bombers have got a fun transformation, I think. Yeah, unfortunately, Wingtail's got the thing where Lost just kind of bang into each other, and it's a little annoying to get everything squared away, particularly the first few times you do it. But not horrible, but I've definitely had better transformations in, I guess, retail Transformers. So yeah, there's your stuff, and I guess one comparison again here. Here's us 86 Optimus again, just to give you an idea of size. So yeah, that seems about right. So yeah. Yeah, so overall, this is actually not a bad set. I think definitely Blue Bomber's the stronger figure of the two. Wingtail's not horrible, but he definitely has a couple issues, particularly Kibble getting in the way in the robot mode, and just also the Kibble getting in the way during the transformation, getting everything, because there's a lot of tight clearances, just trying to get everything, you know, where it's supposed to be can be a little of a nuisance, particularly because of the weird mix of loose and tight joints kind of getting in the way. It seems to have to be somewhat a universal problem. The other thing is, yeah, these are $50, you know, basically the price of 2 Deluxes, although, again, these are kind of, again, they almost feel like Earthspark Deluxes and not like Generations Deluxes, and Earthspark Deluxes are $20 a pop, so I'm guessing, it's 20 plus 20 plus 10 for, you know, I guess, licensing fees, so there you go on that. The thing is, apparently these are already starting to get marked, these are Target exclusive, they're apparently already starting to get a bit marked down a lot. I've been already seeing like sub 40 prices, and even some places I think like, I'm seeing that someone's are claiming to get them for sub 30 now. So yeah, for those prices, definitely it's worth it. But yeah, $50 I think is worth it more or less, because it's not too bad for two figures. But if you can get it for sub 40, even sub 30, yeah, it's definitely worth it. These are really nice, particularly if you like Sonic at all, which, you know, I know, kind of understand why some people could be a little leery of Sonic nowadays. But these are overall pretty solid figures, and yeah, if you're into Sonic at all and Transformers, these are pretty solid figures to have. So I rather like them, even with their particularly Wingtail's faults. Although yeah, Blue Bomber also has a couple of the good old some joints are too stiff and some joints are too loose, but it's not as egregious as Wingtail, I feel, but at least on my copy. So yeah, pretty solid. Pretty fair price, but, you know, you can't, and it's possible now to get them even cheaper than retail, so, you know, it's a good buy. So that's it for this review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my social media, it's down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my Coffee Man Patreon. I shall see you next time with another video review.